Welcome back to another review with me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. This week it's pretty exciting. The long-awaited brother to the sherry bomb, which was the Kilkerran 8-year-old Cask strength, which came out in 2019. And it just, everyone raved about it, and understandably, it was absolutely beautiful, beautiful liquid. So Kilkerran, this year, the 2021 release, I've done it again, and I've managed to get a bottle. I got this last week, and it's now Thursday here. This goes out on Friday tomorrow, or it'll be today now, you know what I mean. So it's been very difficult not to just reach for this and try it before I put it live, but I wanted to do a live tasting, open it up, try it, give the honest opinion, and see what it's like. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Looking at the bottle already, I can see sediment at the bottom. You can totally tell it's unchill filtered natural colour just by seeing that. The colour, I would say, is probably a little bit lighter compared to its 2019 brother. ABV is slightly different, it's 56.9% ABV, but the big change this year is they have recharred the Oloroso barrels that they've been in. So recharred, what I think is they blast it, and when you open, if you opened that cask up, the cask would kind of look black inside. They've really gave it a lot of heat, a lot of fire burn to strip back and get some more flavour from it. So I'm not too sure what to expect. I don't know if it's going to be as smooth and fruity as what the 8-year-old was in 2019. I don't think it would be fair to do a comparison because the casks are completely different, so I expect them to be really, really different. But we're back in Campbelltown. We're at Kilkerran, something that I do love, all their core range, all their whiskies. So let's hope this one can stay up to it. I'm not getting too hyped about it. I am excited, totally am excited about it. So happy to get my hands on one. But I think we should get it opened. I'm going to let it sit in the glass for a wee minute or so, and then we'll go in and see what it all says, give it a wee nose, give it a taste, and get a verdict from it. So let's get this open. Whilst I'm opening this, welcome back everyone, all my subscribers. Thanks for tuning in the other night there for my first ever live. I really appreciate that. And everyone else that's signed up, welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome along. This is probably the most excited I've been, and I can't even get the thing opened. I'm too shaky to get this. There we go. To get it open. But yeah, welcome. If you're new to the channel, I do weekly content every single week. I try and open something new if I can. If not, I've always got something there on the shelf. So, let's see what the pop does this time. Oh, that's a really good one. Pour a wee healthy one. It's my day off after all, and I'm off tomorrow, so why not? So it's in the glass. I'm going to give it a wee second or so, then I'll go in for nose and see what I'm getting. As I always say with Kilkerran, it's very plain Jane what they do with their branding, but as long as the liquid's good inside, I'm not too fussed about that. It's what we love and it's what we trust. It's what we know from afar. If you've seen it in a shop, you'll pick Kilkerran out straight away. 8 years old, cask strength, 56.9% ABV, and on the back, non-chill filtered, no added colour, and everything else it's got here. It's just all usually the same on the back of each Kilkerran bottling. But another big difference this year was I think the tube's whiter, unless my tube that I have is just pretty old. So I'm just leaving that out of the way. So I'm going to give this a nose. The colour of it is definitely, I'm going to say it's not as dark as its brother. So on the nose, straight away, I'm getting that funk. I'm getting, it's like a dark chocolate with cherries, a dark chocolate cherry gateau slight. The wet, dirty Campbelltown funk. It's like leather, a leathery note to it. There is a little bit more smoke. It's a kind of a dirtier smoke, if that makes sense. It's not, maybe if the leather's been burning, something like that. But cherries, chocolate, gateau, dirty smoke, a little bit wet, that typical Campbelltown smell. And there'll maybe a little bit of orange in there. But I don't get an alcohol burn either. I'm not getting that high ABV content from it. It's not making me go back and have to go back in. If I had this blind, I would be very surprised if you told me this was nearly 57% ABV. Right, enough chat. Let's get this on the palate and see what it's all about. So Slange, folks. So on the palate, there's a bit more smoke to it. You can definitely get that. I'm still sticking with softer fruits. The orange seemed to come through a little bit more there with a little bit more of dark fruits too. It's a weird sensation. I was expecting just all dark fruits come through, but I'm getting just an orangey, slight marmalade. The smoke's there, it's still hanging about. It's makes the mouth water. It's a little bit more grip to it, a little bit more depth. Try another sip and then I'll add some water. It smells absolutely superb. It's still got that funk. The funk comes through, the Dunnage Campbelltown note. Orange and peat. The chocolate kind of disappears from it, the gateau note, the cherry disappears. It's more darker, richer, burnt toffee, maybe along that side of things. Very interesting. Right, we're going to add a wee bit of water to this. Since ABV's high, let's see how this changes. A few drops of water in. Using a wee egg cup this week. I actually broke my Capita glass. I was quite sad on that. Just washing it and I dinged it on the tap, and that was it. End of. Smash glass, clean the sink, and rustle out something new. So I've got a wee egg cup glass today, which I do like as well. Right, let's go and have a wee smell with it. A little bit of water in, especially the ABV's high, fresh out. I would say the first pour has been very good, even without having it to sit for a while. So back in a little bit of water, I'm getting it's like slight saltiness now. That kind of brine is coming out more. It's kind of the sea. It's getting a lot more of that. If you're standing down there in Campbelltown and just watching the bay, and the breeze is just hitting you, and you just get that kind of salty air that just hits you. I'm getting more of that, just adding a little bit of water. Leather is still there, that cherry note, and orange, cherry orange gateau. It's it's what I can't get away from. And still a bit of smoke, but there was more kind of slight saltiness coming through now. We'll try it on the palate and see if that's changed anyway. It's softened it, for sure. Softened the smoke from it. That soft smoke you were getting previously, I don't taste it as much as if the water, you put water in a fire and the fire goes out. It seems like that, and it's just doing it to the smoke, really. It's just a lot softer, richer, chewy, long mouthfeel. It's really good. I'm glad I got one of these. I'm glad I've opened it. I've seen people got it already. I expect in the next auction coming out a couple of weeks' time, there'll be a lot in here getting flipped for double, triple the money, definitely. I'm glad I got one. As always with all my bottles, I'll open them, even if it is something like this or something you should open, like the Ardnamurchan, the first release. My whiskies for drinking and for sharing, and I'm getting the Torra Vague, the new one from Sky, so that'll be getting opened as well straight away once that comes through, and I'll get that reviewed. Excuse me. But this has been really good. I've enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect. I think when the first release came out in 2019, the bar was so high. It was, for me, when I seen this come out, I thought this is going to be good, and I had to pull back and think 2019 was a phenomenal liquid. It's the first ever whiskey I think I've ever had 3 bottles of, and that's not like me to have. All for drinking. One I shared with everyone, one was for drinking, the other one I thought I'd keep just for a while until I finish it, and I've still got one to get me through the years. But I just couldn't, it was just too good, and I love sharing it with people. So I knew I had to step back a little bit when this came out, knowing that I can't get my hopes up far too high, because the bar was set so high. So to try and keep that level going, but again, with it being recharred, it is slightly different. So it's in another league. You've got the 2019 over here, and you've got the 2021. Full Oloroso, and then a recharred. And I like them both. But I just don't think it would be fair to do a comparison because the way the cask makeup has been. But I've really enjoyed this. If you've been able to get your hands on this, open it, try it. I'd love to know what you think, if you agree, if you disagree. Whiskey's so subjective and it's absolutely fine. There's no right or wrong answers. I just like to talk about whiskey, sample my whiskey, tell you guys about it, and see what you all think. I've really enjoyed it. This has been one that I've enjoyed compared to last week with I wasn't too keen on. This has been 2 weeks ago, sorry, the Cask I wasn't too keen on. This has been great. Don't know how long this will last. I know this isn't one I'm going to pop along and pick one up. I know it's gone from everywhere and anywhere just now. You'll not be able to get your hands on one unless you stumble across it. If you do, pick it up. As I said in the live, I said I'm going to do a little wee game at the end. So if you hang on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour another dram. I'm going to describe it to you, and you have to tell me what you think that dram is, what you think the distillery is and the age. Write it in the comments below. If you do get it right from my description, I'll send you a dram, and I'll probably pop one of these in as well. So try and listen carefully. I'll try and be close to the what the bottle says to tasting notes the best that I can without giving it all away, and I'll give wee hints along the way. So if you hang on for that, I'll put that on there right at the very end. But I'm going to go and finish this first of all. I'll pop back, cleanse the palate, and see what I'll find for you guys. But again, thanks a lot for tuning in, thanks for subscribing, thanks for hitting the like buttons and leaving me comments. I try and reply to as much as I can. Really enjoying it, really enjoy communicating with you guys and putting this content out there. But as always, I'm going to go and sit my first dram with my new bottle, go and sit in the living room, dissect it a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll do this little extra at the end. But as always, I've been Kevin from Kevin Grant on Whisky. Join me next week, and let's talk whiskey. Slàinte, folks. It's just so good. So if you've hung on, here's a little game that I've came up with. I'm going to describe this whiskey. You have to guess what it is. First to get it in the comments, first to get it right, I will send a sample to, and a sample of the new 8-year-old Sherry Bomb from Kilkerran. So I'm going to describe this the best that I can. Hopefully you can get it. Leave it in the comments below. First one that gets it, I'll send the drams to them. Alright? Hopefully you're in a place that can get them. I'll try my best even if you are overseas. So I'll go on the nose and I'll go on the palate. Quite fruity, tropical, slight, little bit of smoke to it, still coastal. It's 46% ABV. It does have an age statement. It is non-chill filtered, and it is natural colour. Just quite light in colour, just to give you an idea if you can figure out the cask. So we'll try it on the palate. The soft peat, soft smoke. Still that slight saltiness to it. You can taste the age. It's a double-digit age to it. And still getting slight tropical notes as well. One thing I'll let you know, it's an ex-bourbon maturation whiskey. So I'll leave that with you. See if you've had it before, see if any of these tick any of your boxes. Leave a comment below if you think you know what it is. Let me know what you thought of the video as well. And if you're the first one to get it, I'll give you a shout out on next week's video. So stay tuned. We'll tune in next week to find out if you've won and for another review. Again, I've been Kevin from Kilkerran on Whisky. Join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slange.